Here we are at Winnipeg Comiccon with the incredible, the amazing, the business-changing Trish Stratus. This was incredible.
It was fun.
It was.
Had a blast.
Yeah. My favorite part, though, was the
Our
5
shirts.
minutes of nonsense that we said before we went on stage.
They didn't get that, though.
They did not get that.
Should we do it for... No, too exclusive.
No, I mean...
We'll release that later.
That I don't have the memory of a goldfish. I don't remember exactly
I think the
what
best part of this day pretty much was, meeting the fans in Winnipeg as well, but also the shirts also.
The shirts that come up, like the...
I mean, we're on brand. We're on brand. And did we plan this? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Is this going to be awesome? This interaction between us? Yes, it is.
Yes, it's going to be so good. In fact, the shirt thing.
Yeah.
I think the comparisons are going to be a little unkind on my end.
Well,
but
You're
like who wore it better.
Well, don't do that, guys.
No, don't do that. Please be nice to me.
I got the shoulder
But
thing.
here we are at Winnipeg Comiccon. What a great crowd.
Yeah.
Wonderful people.
Especially because, let me just be clear, it is the end of the day. It has been a long day.
Yeah.
And I got to, about 70% of the time when I say, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
They say, they're enthusiastic, but they can't hide the fact that they're very tired.
Yes, of course.
And I said, yes, cons do that. I'll say cons have that effect.
There's a lot of walking.
People are tired. People have been waiting a long time, but yet they still came out to sit and be entertained, they were hoping, by us. And dare I say, we delivered, Ryan.
I think we really delivered.
So.
The room was electric.
It was electric.
Like your career.
Good transition. Nice segue.
Such an incredible career. I was saying on stage, I truly believe that you and Lita were the ones that really changed the business, the perception of women's wrestling, and now women's wrestling is headlining WrestleMania. It is not looked upon as a novelty. It is looked upon as kind of a star attraction.
Thank you.
Is it really nice to just see the legacy of Trish Stratus still influencing people to this day to bring out the very best of themselves?
I mean, it's very humbling. I think it wasn't until, listen, back in the day, you'd go to work, you were just trying to do your best, trying to not, mess up opportunities. When me and Lita were given the main event opportunity, we're like, we just cannot mess this up. But we never realized the importance of what it would mean in the future. And it was just a rung on the ladder of where the women's would go and the evolution of women. And so, when I walked away from business, and it really was that retrospective in a way, because I just finished my job, moved on, and then it was like the women who came in and started really, doing things but using us as influences, which we didn't know. How would we know? And it wasn't until the 2018 Royal Rumble, the first ever female Royal Rumble, that you would hear people saying in interviews, they were like, oh, legends are coming back, and who influenced you? And then I was like, oh man, and you didn't realize the impact. So me and Amy, it was kind of cool to get in the ring with the people that we influenced. And then for me, even recently to go back and just dip my toes into the waters of the current landscape was so special, and just wrestle with Liv and Raquel and things like that, and get in there with these girls who are doing so fantastic was really special.
Well, I'd like to finish off this little mini interview with you. It was lovely. You had a 17-year-old girl asking for some advice to get into the wrestling industry. But what is some advice that you would give the audience if they wanted to get into the wrestling industry, if they were...
Don't do it, Ryan. It hurts so much.
It hurts?
It hurts. I'm sorry. Just kidding. So my number one thing, just honestly, as a loosey-goosey thing, is I say do yoga. People talk about the longevity of my career, and I attribute it to wrestling, to yoga. A lot of I discovered that in 2005 I had a back injury that could have been possibly career-threatening, and then I found yoga then. But then I've kept it in my life through that. It's been 20. I think I've done yoga for 20 years. So that's a big thing. So if people want to get into wrestling, and of course, I say proper training as a foundation, of course, and then if some athletic background is obviously going to help when you translate to the, and then just going for it. I think a lot of people, it seems it's a little more saturated than it was back in my day. So there's more opportunity, but because of the saturation, maybe not as much opportunity also in that way, But you got to do something that makes you stand out and stand out from the crowd, because there is a lot of competition out there nowadays.
Of course. And we'll just end off with, everyone came here, they stood in line.
Yeah.
They wanted to talk to you. Who would you stand in line for? What is nerdy about Trish Stratus?
Oh, everything's nerdy about Trish Stratus.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm a complete, total, everything about me. The way I approach things, I'm like nerd alert. It's always, I used to make a joke, don't let the glasses fool you. I'm a bit nerdy about the ways of my life. But who would I stand in line for? That's a really good question.
Yeah, exactly. Who would you stand in line for and be like, wow, I can't wait to meet this person?
I'd love to meet Jim Carrey.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would. I would stand in line for him.
Yeah,
he'd be great. So,
What era of Jim Carrey you're thinking? As your fandom, was it that magic '94 year where he had 3 number ones in a row?
For sure. That's what made you even going back to In Living Color and all that stuff, right? Like,
Yes, yeah.
yeah. So
Okay, you're a deep. That's
yeah,
a
yeah,
deep
deep.
cut.
That's a deep
Cool.
dive. Yeah. But like, I don't know. He's just great, and he's ever evolving. He's just he's Canadian. I love that too.
All right.
So yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Good guess. Come see Trish Stratus.
One
all
more
day
day.
tomorrow. One
All
more
day.
day. One more day.
Oh, sounds so ominous.
I know.
It's gonna be scary good.
It's gonna be terrifyingly awesome.
Terrifyingly amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm afraid we have to go now.
We do.